everyone, and welcome to Burn the Ship, the podcast that helps entrepreneurs go all in on their business, and we introduce them to people that can help them do so. Today, we have a very special guest, Stefan. Pronounce your last name for us, please.
Hellersperk.
Hellersperk. We have Stefan Hellersperk. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well, thanks. We truly do appreciate you coming on today to share some of your stories, and we understand that time is the most valuable resource that we have, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey.
Yeah, my journey started probably if you were to start where I think my journey starts, right about 2 days after high school.
Okay.
I'd actually enlisted in the Marine Corps when I was a junior. So I had a friend, me and him wanted to be in the Marine Corps, and we did what they call pre-enlistment. So I
Mm-hmm.
enlisted my junior year. We went in as buddies, so we went to boot camp together. So about 2 days after high school, I was standing on the yellow footsteps in Paris Island, uh,
Okay.
starting my journey to be a U.S. Marine, which is probably the best thing that happened in my life. Probably set my ship in going into the right direction, as
Awesome.
far as
Awesome.
giving me purpose and getting some of the stupidity that you get in your head as a kid. Um, but I was I've always been kind of technically minded, even in high school, even back in the early 80s when the electronics was just starting. I had a keen, that keen mind for troubleshooting, problems. I could see things a couple steps ahead, and it helped me do well in that department. So in the Marine Corps, I worked on jets. I worked on AV-8 via Harriers, on their weapon systems, and that gave me a breadth of knowledge as far as troubleshooting, complex, easy to complex problems. And once I got finished with the Marine Corps, I did a little bit of time as a deputy sheriff, about 6 years, and I was still sworn as a deputy sheriff, but don't do it full time anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always had it in my heart that I wanted to start a business, and I was fixing computers on the side, doing little break fix stuff on the side, and I said one day, the only way I can tell if this is going to really work is to do it full time. So I resigned from the sheriff's office, started a little break fix shop, little 300 square foot shop in Morehead City. And basically, we were, you carry your computer in, we fix it. Sound card's not working, can't get on the internet. Dial-up days back then.
Yes. Yes.
Modems not working. That kind of thing. Started.
I want to
Right.
ask while we're right at that particular point right there. Now, in most cases, when business owners decide to go in, there was an event that happened. Let's say for some of the guests, they've had kids, so now they want to stop their corporate job and get into it. Was it a specific event that may have happened that sparked you to say, I'm going to go ahead and go all in on my business?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I just enjoy doing it. And, sometimes you kind of translate that. If you enjoy it, you think that you can maybe make it a business. So yeah, I didn't really have a life-changing event that pushed me in that direction. Um, like I said, it was just in my heart. You know, always thought that I could run a business, and I have that personality that I kind of like to be the master of my own ship, per se.
Hmm.
Not to say that being a business owner makes you the master of anything, because you're still buying to somebody.
Yes,
So
yes.
so the customer still can kind of tell you what to do, but you have some semblance of control of who you take in, who you interact with, who you do business with. I think that was really at the core of why I wanted to go that direction.
Okay, that's a good deal. Now you had the break fix shop, and now I know because I did a little studying. You've been in this business for a few years now. Tell us a little bit about how things have grown from the 300 square foot shop.
Yeah, so we've gone from break fix, and the break fix kind of brought in some business customers. So we fixed their computers. They were happy with our interactions, and they're like, "Hey, my computers at my business are struggling, or whatever it might be." So it kind of evolved into some networking, which evolved into servers and email and that kind of thing. And after a while, as the world turns and everything gets more complex, we've gotten into being a managed service provider. The cyber security landscape for everybody from home user to business is just crazy nowadays. And if you don't have somebody in your side that can that knows about the issues and can put things in place to help protect you and your business and your home, your finances from that, you're in a world of hurt.
Yes, makes a lot of sense. Now, with these managed services that you're providing, who would you say is that ideal business or that ideal target client for yourself?
Yeah, so we're in a rural market, so we're this business is a lot easier besides the more competition in around a bigger city because those bigger businesses kind of understand this more than the rural market does. But we've kind of focused on service providing businesses, so people that provide services to their customers. It could be CPAs, it could be lawyers, could be construction offices or whatever. But they're providing services to their customers and using their computers and networking to provide those services. So they need that core service to work properly, and we kind of position ourselves as their IT experts to help advise them in things that they need advice on, and then maintaining and securing their networks.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your geographical area. I know you're in a rural area. Do you accept clients a little bit further away, or do you like to have them where you can go touch them if you
Yeah, I
have to?
think our core has always been the relationship with the customer. So I hesitate, even though you can. I mean, we can support remote support tools have gotten so powerful that I can support anybody anywhere. But really, our core clients are people that, hey, because I'm going to try to remote support you, but if it doesn't work, I want to be able to get in the car and go to you. There's certain, obviously, remote support needs internet. If your internet's down, if it's an internet networking problem, then you're not remote supporting anything other than being able to tell that all the computers are down, and yeah, you have a bigger issue. So yeah, we try to stay, probably within hour and a half, 2 hours of where we're at is kind of a comfort zone. The closer, the better, obviously. But it really depends on the client. If we've got somebody that believes in us and can use our services, we're definitely not going to turn them away.
Makes sense. Now, we definitely appreciate you showing us the framework of what that ideal client looks like, the services that you're providing. But we do a lot of networking, not cable networking like yours, but networking with other business owners. So we are likely to help with referral partners. And what I mean is our core business is credit card processing. So a great referral partner for us would be a CPA, a bookkeeper, maybe even a website developer or software developer. Who is a great referral partner for yourself?
Yeah, so we've kind of taken a a closer look at compliance. Compliance has been a big go-to word in the last couple of years. But what a lot of people don't realize is there's been some serious strides in laws and compliance. The biggest one the last couple of years being FTC compliance, Federal Trade Commission, and they have put down some rules that apply to specifically CPAs, but there's a lot of businesses, car lots, anybody that deals with money and financing, uh, or has personal private information that they store for their customers. They're abiding to these FTC compliances, and if they don't, if they're found to be in violation of them, there's some serious penalties that people are getting hit with. Hundreds of $1,000s in fines, up to 5 years in jail. And a lot of times, people will say, "Well, it's me. I'm too small." It's not, but you need somebody that can kind of explain to you, what your risk is and what you need to put in place. So, I would say probably, uh, accountants, car lots, lawyers probably fall into that category as well. But also those that believe that want to do it right.
Okay.
The it's aggravating when you're talking to a client and they realize that they're not compliant, but they don't want to spend the money. They kind of just want to roll the dice. That's those kind of people is it gets a little aggravating to try to deal with them. And after a certain amount of time, you just say, okay, I try to distance myself, because the problem you have as an IT provider is if you continue to interact with those people, in their mind, they think, well, just interacting, you're giving me some kind of level of protection, and then something happens, and they're like, "Oh no, you're my IT guy. Why didn't you stop this from happening?" And they seem to forget all the conversations that you had, before that the event happened.
Yeah, that sounds like some selective memory right there.
Right.
Uh, now, for yourself, you have been in the military, you're law enforcement, you've been a business owner for a long time. One of the things that we ask when you come on the show is to share with us some of those skills that you have acquired over that journey. What skill would you like to share with the audience that you have acquired and nurtured over time?
Yeah, I think probably the biggest skill, and I've had to use it throughout my time as law enforcement and in business, and it's one it's been harder for me. I'm an introvert, so dealing with people at a large scale has been uncomfortable for me in the past. I've kind of moved past it a lot, but I think that interaction with people, and it's not just the speaking with them. It's kind of being able to interact as far as seeing where their comfort level is in a conversation, uh, uh, not speaking. The one thing that a lot of techs have a problem with is what they call geek speak. So they know all the keywords and all the stuff, and when they're talking to somebody, they like to throw in those big words, to make them sound like they know what they're talking about. But unfortunately, there's times where you'll see that customers' eyes kind of glass over because they're like, "I don't know what you're doing." And it seems like I've been told that I have a way of explaining very complex issues in a way that regular people can understand it. And in business, that in all areas of business, that can really be a great asset to anybody.
Yeah, that communication is awesome. And I was thinking about it when you were sharing, talking about communication. I don't think we ever said the name of your business. What's the name of your
Yeah,
business?
business is ACS Computer Services. We're located in Morehead City, North Carolina.
Okay.
We're at
Okay.
4650 Arundel Street in Morehead City. And our
Okay. Okay.
phone number is 252-240-3399.
3399. Well, definitely appreciate you sharing that because I was thinking, I said, did I ask him the name of his business yet? That's why we're here to try to help you promote
That's
it.
right.
Uh,
Sometimes you just start talking and you forget
yeah.
about the basics.
I know, right? Now, we definitely appreciate you sharing that communication skill. We say it all the time. It's very important to express your ideas properly because yes, we may have something going on up here, and in our mind, we're saying whatever jargon that we know. Like if I start talking about credit card processing stuff, there's jargon that I could say that can go over that client. That's good to know that in the business that you're in, you're able to communicate those tough things that business owners may not understand. Now, as far as with your business in itself, I think it's 27, 28 years now.
Since
Um,
1997, so
okay,
8 years.
about 27. What does the future of the business look like for you? Where do you want to take the business a little bit 5, 10 years from now?
Yeah, I think it's hard to really plan ahead of time because it's this business changes. I mean, it's changed so many times since I've started, but we're trying to we're adding actually our first service vehicle
Okay.
that I've had in 27 years. So I've always been the on-site guy, and I've had techs, in and out, but we're adding our first rolling advertising, and we'll have a tech full time manning that. So I think just probably trying to branch out a little bit further, uh, reach a little bit further out in our market since we're a little saturated where we're at here. So probably push out a little bit, and who knows, maybe another location so that we can still have that touch a little bit further away from where we can touch right now.
Makes a lot of sense. Now, we've talked a lot about business and your service, but I want to strip all that away and I want to talk about Stefan for a second. So let's say that you have gotten all the managed IT services for everyone in the Morehead City area, going all past Charlotte, maybe even touching a little bit further. What is it that you would do with your normal time if you didn't have to deal inside of the business?
Yeah, I'm a motorcycle rider, so long probably about 5, 10 years ago, my 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 life was all business. So, I worked probably 7 days a week. I was in the office on Saturdays, Sundays, getting stuff done. And somewhere along the line, I realized that, you have to have something away from the business to occupy your time and get your mind off of what you're doing. Yeah, motorcycle riding is where I'm at. I'm a member of a club's law enforcement motorcycle club. We have chapters all up and down the East Coast. So I love getting on the motorcycle. We're going next weekend. We'll be in Gettysburg next weekend, meeting with some of the guys. So yeah, there's nothing like being on a motorcycle. Music playing. You're part of the world. It's totally different than being in the car traveling. You're kind of part of the environment. You hear everything that's going on. If it's raining, you feel it. If it's hot, you feel it. But kind of makes you feel alive. That would be what I would do. My goal is to do kind of one of the, hit all the 50 states in one shot. 2, 3 weeks. It's kind of a dream because I don't know that I could ever get that much time, but I'm hoping to, I've been able to, through hiring the right people, putting systems in place, be able to get away from the business without having to worry as much as I used to. I still travel with 2 laptops to make sure that I can, do what I need to do. But very rarely do I have to take them out in an emergency. My people at the office are able to handle a lot of the what I used to have to handle myself, which kind of frees me to be a little bit more relaxed, when I'm away from the business.
Nice, nice. Now, we were talking off camera. I was saying my uncle, he drives the motorcycles too, and he has driven everywhere, but I think he goes on a long trip to North Dakota. What's
Sturgis,
the what's
Sturgis.
the first Curtis?
No, Sturgis.
Sturgis. Yes, he goes far. He's on that bike for a long time.
Yep.
And what's the furthest that you have been on your bike?
We did Toronto. Me and my
Oh,
wife went
okay.
up to Toronto last year, I believe it was. There's a police department in Perth, right outside of Toronto, that does a ride for their officers, and we've got a chapter in Toronto, so
Okay.
they do it every year. So yeah, me and my wife rode up there. That was probably maybe 18, 19 hours. Uh,
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's
yeah,
a good ride
it's a
there.
good lick. It's not South Dakota, but that's another one of those dreams. I just don't. If I'm one of those, a biker at heart, so if I do the South Dakota, I want to ride my bike out there. If
Okay.
you're gonna
Okay.
if you're gonna do Sturgis and you're gonna ride it, it's a 2 week commitment. It's
Okay.
gonna take me 3 days going hard to get out there and 3 days to come back.
Mhm.
Uh, so
Mhm.
yeah, it's just one of those time commitments. I haven't had a chance to do it, but I do want to.
Well, good thing is the business is growing. You're getting some support there where you're feeling a little bit more comfortable with delegating some of those responsibilities. And probably, no, I'm not going to say probably, soon you will be able to have the option to do it if you want, because it seems like you're going down the right path. So we definitely appreciate you coming on today and sharing with us your journey. These stories that you're sharing with us today could give another entrepreneur a leg up on how to keep going or use the skill of communication that you shared to get past another situation. We want to honor you for coming on and giving you the last word. So please share with us some good stuff. Look into that camera and tell us something good.
Good stuff. Gosh. caught me off guard. I'm not really sure what to tell you. Uh,
I
I
would
mean,
say
I think
that
it's, you know,
yeah.
I think probably, along with the communication, what I didn't talk about is perseverance. I mean, you really have to, you have to have, you know, some intestinal fortitude and some perseverance to be a business owner. A lot of people think, hey, I'll hang my shingle out, and it happens for some people, but it doesn't happen for most. Things are not going to go your way. It takes the complexity of trying to reach clients, with your message and hitting them at the right time, uh, and the ebbs and flows of business, the ups and downs, what happens with the government, who the president is, all that stuff kind of just affects you, and you have to be able to ride it out. And not everything's going to go your way. Customers are going to blame you for things that are not your fault. Uh, it's just a lot of things that can happen, but you just have to have that clear vision that you're going in the right direction. If you hit that speed bump, you kind of go over it and straighten the ship and keep going.
Appreciate you sharing all these words of wisdom with us today. Want to say thanks, and we appreciate you coming on today.
I appreciate you having me.
All right. Thank you so much.